Guardians of the Galaxy entered this world as a movie with a lot to prove. For a few reasons, it seems like this addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe was a bigger risk than usual, and the result of this risk is what I see as the MCU's greatest achievement yet. Let's revisit just what these risks were. Number 1, Drax. He was set to be played by Dave Bautista. With very few exceptions, a pro wrestler starring in a movie has not been a promising sign. Number 2, Rocket Raccoon. At the time, talking animals in live-action movies were in movies meant for children.
Oh, you're gonna wish you stayed home.
You're gonna wish I stayed home too, after I kick your butt.
And while you could argue, cynically, that Guardians of the Galaxy is for children, I'd say that a rude, gleefully violent character like Rocket says otherwise. Number 3, unknown characters. At the time, even characters like Doctor Strange and Black Panther, who did not have movies yet, were more well known than the Guardians of the Galaxy. But Marvel decided to go with the gang of misfits first anyway. A team appearing in an obscure run of comics from the 60s, only to be revived in 2008 to middling sales before disappearing again. Number 4, superhero comedy.
That's a fake laugh.
It's real!
In a post-Batman and Robin world, superhero movies have taken a turn for the serious, looking to elevate the genre by adding a sense of thematic weight to it. Bright colors and gags basically meant Batman and Robin all over again, and that was an association Guardians must have certainly been looking to avoid. So, how did it all turn out?
Marvel's latest opened last weekend to a record-breaking $94 million in North America, according to The Hollywood Reporter, making it the top August debut of all time.
Guardians of the Galaxy has surpassed Iron Man to become the third highest-grossing Marvel Studios film at the domestic box office. The sci-fi action comedy.
Among the most watched reviews for the movie, there's little to no praise for the plot, and rightfully so. But Guardians of the Galaxy doesn't need the shocking plot turns of a movie like The Winter Soldier or Infinity War in order to be the greatest MCU film. Not when it has characters. And that's partly because each of them has a backstory that makes us care. To lose a mother to cancer and then get taken far away from the only home you've ever known is a lot for a boy to handle. As an adult, Star-Lord gives himself a nickname that nobody else takes seriously. On top of that, he does not have the best relationship with his stepfather, Yondu. Gamora has to choose between her family and saving the world. Drax has a score to settle with the man who killed his family. And Rocket has to go through life as an abandoned experiment. But at least he has Groot. Each of these backstories is enough to support its own movie, and they all set the stage for the main characters to collectively become the family they each need. In light of all this, it's easy to forget that we're still talking about a comedy here. You can find comedy in just about any MCU film, but Guardians of the Galaxy, much like Joss Whedon's Avengers, knows how to make the laughs meaningful and drawn from character. What I've noticed is that no character is so serious that they escape having a funny moment. Likewise, no character is so silly that they remain just a joke. Instead, co-writer-director James Gunn cares about his entire cast of characters, portraying them, whether good or evil, with a sense of distinction. They have a sense of life behind their eyes. We feel like they count. Guardians of the Galaxy may be subpar on plot, and it may measure up when it comes to humor, but it surpasses all the rest when it comes to having a heart. So what does it mean for a story to have heart? I believe the answer to that is both complex and simple. It takes a combination of the following 3 elements: character, empathy, and victory. A character you've come to know and care about, showing empathy to another character, or being shown empathy, and getting what they want or what they need. Empathy shown in ways big and small. By this point, I wouldn't blame you for wondering why I haven't touched on a big reason to go see MCU movies, and superhero movies more broadly. The action. Here's the thing about action scenes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. For the most part, they're well visualized and well staged. They're fun. But the further they get away from having a sense of character and a palpable sense of personal stakes, the more they lose me. When action sequences involve these generic, faceless armies, more becomes less. And while this movie has its own faceless army sequence, it at least mixes things up creatively by basing part of the battle on a defensive maneuver, as well as a couple side plots where, again, their personalities still get to shine through. Whatever personality traits you enjoy about the members of this team are still intact, whether things are exploding or not, whether they're in danger or not. In the span of just a few minutes, the climax goes from heartbreaking to silly to triumphant. It's hard for me to think of too many other movies with climaxes that take you through such various moods, and it's such an exhilarating chain of moods to witness. This film could have decided to sideline the laughs when it looked like all was lost, but Guardians of the Galaxy couldn't betray its own spirit like that. No way. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, with its sense of visual style and fun, creative action sequences, is the MCU's most humane, lovable, and joyous adventure. And how great is it that we're graced with these characters even more as time goes on? It's the kind of movie I can see myself revisiting for the rest of my life.